I want to take a stunning top-down photograph of Catalina Island using this small single-engine airplane. But here's the problem. Catalina Island, which is 22 miles off the coast of Los Angeles, it's 22 miles long and 8 miles wide. In order to get the entire island in the frame, I would need to be 75,000 feet up in the air. And on a good day, this plane will get me up to about 15,000 feet. So that's not gonna work. And I don't think the US Air Force is gonna loan me an SR-71 Blackbird to get up to the stratosphere just so I can get the photograph that I want. So I gotta get creative. Catalina Island is one of 8 islands making up the Channel Islands archipelago, and it's the only one with a significant civilian population, about 4,000 people, most of them living in the town of Avalon. For the most part, it's 76 square miles of undeveloped rugged mountain wilderness. While tourists have been discovering the island by taking boats for the last 150 years, others might be familiar with the island from this photo, the computer desktop of Mac OS 10.15, also known as Catalina. I've always been a Mac guy, so maybe PC folks have no idea what I'm talking about, but I digress. To solve the altitude issue, instead of taking one single photograph at 75,000 feet, my plan is to take multiple photographs at 11,500 feet and then stitch them together in post-production using software. Besides allowing me to get the entire island in a single photograph, I think this technique could actually benefit me in other ways, because the more images I stitch together, the more detail and resolution the final photograph will have. The idea of stitching aerial imagery together is kind of similar to how Google Earth works, except on a much smaller scale. The key to pulling this off correctly is making sure my camera settings are identical for every image. Same ISO, same aperture, same shutter speed, and manual focus. Since the camera will be outside the plane and I will be inside flying the plane, I will predetermine these settings in advance and tell my camera to capture a photo every 8 seconds. This should give me more than enough photos to work off of. You want at least 30% image overlap for the software to accurately stitch the images together. And once in the air, I'll fly this grid pattern over the island to ensure that I get complete landscape coverage. And I've chosen this specific camera to pull it off. The Sony RX100 Mark VII punches well above its weight in the image quality department, but precisely because of its small size and weight, this camera can be safely and securely mounted outside the plane. With all of the technical details out of the way, the next step is to monitor the forecast and wait. Wait for Mother Nature to cooperate with clear weather and, importantly, excellent visibility. Southern California is often pretty hazy, especially when seen from altitude. I want the clearest photo possible, so the ideal time to attempt this is right after a cold front moves through the area, clearing out the air. All right, everybody, we are at the airport because the weather is perfect today. Excellent visibility, no clouds of the island, so it's a great chance to get that Catalina photo. So let's go fly.
Transformation Echo 1855 Zulu wind 120 at 4. Visibility 10 miles. Sky clear. Grumman 244 Romeo, runway 12 good stay on.
So when I'm traveling to distances much further away than Catalina, my digital privacy is my utmost importance. And that's why I like to use this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. They are the world's most transparent VPN provider. Like the name implies, Private Internet Access doesn't record or store your private information, and your data remains private.
By hiding your IP address and encrypting your connection, Private Internet Access protects your online activity from hackers that could access your data when logged into public Wi-Fi networks like airports or coffee shops, or even your home network.
Private Internet Access also unlocks entertainment.
Let's say for some strange reason you wanted to binge watch all 5 Rambo movies, Trouble is the last one, Rambo Last Blood, isn't available on Netflix US, where you live. No problem, with PIA, just switch to the UK server and voila, you will realize that they should have stopped making the Rambo movies at 4. With one account, you can protect unlimited devices, such as your computer, phone, or tablet.
Using my link below, get a massive 83% off and 4 months free. It's risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Protect your digital life with private internet access.
While evidence of human settlements on the island go back to 7000 BC, the Spanish first stepped foot on Catalina back in the 1500s. Fast forward a few hundred years, and tourism on the island ramped up in the 1920s after increased development by William Wrigley Jr., who made his fortune selling chewing gum. These days, over 1 million tourists visit the island every year, most by passenger ferry, like this one, 11,500 feet below, heading towards Avalon. It's sometimes hard to believe this seemingly remote little island is so close to the second largest city in the United States. From 11,500 feet above, my camera captures iconic sights such as the Catalina Airport and the small village of Two Harbors.
SoCal, this is Grumman 244 Echo Romeo, done with my aerial photography and heading back to Special Flight Rules. We'll be sending via part of 4,500.
I've spent about 90 minutes over the island, and now it's time to head back to the mainland and my home airport in Los Angeles.
Number 4 Echo Romeo, runway 12, clear to land.
All right, so the photo mission is complete, but we are far from finished. I need to go back to my studio, analyze the photographs, and then stitch together one epic photograph of Catalina Island. All right, we're back at the studio, and I have the images loaded up into Adobe Lightroom. I took over 1,100 photographs from that aerial photo mission. I'm only interested in the photos from the 6 passes that I did over the island, so that narrows it down to only about 500. So what my goal is to go through those images, find the best of the best, and then export those to a program that I have that specializes in building large-scale panoramas. So let's get to work. So as intelligent as this software is at matching images together, it does sometimes get a little confused how to connect things. So you do need to manually go in and create what they call control points. And a control point are basically matching pixels from one photo to another. So so that you create multiple control points across the images so that it knows how to align them together. So it took me a little longer than anticipated, but after finishing the full island panorama, I sent it over to Photoshop for some minor cleanup and retouching, and I have to thank my amazing partner Carla for doing that part because honestly, she's much better at it than me. And that leaves us with the final step, and honestly, it's the very best step of the entire process, and that is printing the final photographs. The final image is over 40 individual photos stitched together to create one massive photograph. The file size alone is over 10 gigabytes. The full resolution of the photo is 120 inches by 60 inches. That's 10 feet long by 5 feet tall. And as much as I want to see the full size of that print one day, today we're going to do a 34 inch by 17 inch print, which is still large by the way, and the largest I can do at my home studio. And if you're interested in checking out one of these prints for yourself, you can go to my site at wolficornprints.com.